What is up, adventurers? I'm Sibyl, the community manager for Demeo, and today we're gonna talk about the new upcoming class, the Bard. If you consider yourself to be a more of a defensive type of player who likes supporting your team, then the Bard will definitely be up your alley. So let's start by just going through the abilities that the Bard has in the game. And we will start with Song of Resilience. And this summons a magical armor that protects your allies. Then we have Hurricane Anthem, which summons a chaotic hurricane that moves at random and looks really cool. Can't wait to show you that. Then we have Song of Recovery that make allies recover health over time and cleanses all ailments. We have Hymn of Obstruction, which stop an enemy from using its special abilities. We have two cards that might sound a bit similar but actually work quite differently, and that is Shattering Voice and Piercing Voice. So Shattering Voice is an area of effect card that deals 1 damage and also has a knockback, and it also has the potential to confuse the enemies. Then we have Piercing Voice, which deals a lot of damage in a straight line and also has the potential to confuse the enemies. And last but not least, we have a Courage Shanty, and that ability strengthens the courage of an ally in 3 phases, and you'll find out more about that when you try it in game. So what are the strengths of the Bard, you ask? And we want to emphasize that the Bard is a really good support character. So if you want to support your team and disrupt enemies, then you've definitely found your new favorite match, we hope. So what are the weaknesses of the Bard? One of the things that you might want to keep in mind is that the Bard is a strong player against both strong and weak enemies, but when you use him together with other characters, that's when he really shines. So keep that in mind, stronger together. And that moves us into the role of the Bard. And as we see it, the Bard is very much a team player. And this means that being able to support and boost your teammates are going to make them stronger and live longer. And that's really where the Bard shines. You can keep your friends alive both by disrupting enemies, but also by making sure that your allies become more powerful. It's all about balancing offensive and defensive play. So we gathered some really helpful tips and tricks on playing the Bard, and here they are. The first tip is to gather your fellow champions, because the Bard has a lot of area of effect cards that you might want to use on as many allies as possible, so keep that in mind. And that of course also includes communicating with your teammates. You want to make sure to keep your friends buffed up and strong so they can defend you and themselves, of course. The Bard is extremely powerful if you're able to kind of read what the enemies are gonna do. So by predicting their next move, you're able to prevent them from doing a large amount of damage, or either blocking their abilities, confusing them, or even pushing them out of range. Other pro tip we got from the developers was to stay alive. I'm taking notes on that for sure. Make sure that your allies are buffed up as much as possible when you're about to take on really strong enemies. Try not to stay out in the open and use the corners to your advantage. So be a little bit sneaky around those edges. So if you don't want to play with other people and head into skirmish, we suggest that you bring another champion with you when moving the Bard around the map, and buff up before going into unknown territories. And as mentioned before, the Bard can withstand a lot of damage if you've used the right cards. That's all that we have for you today. We really hope that you will enjoy the Bard and the rest of the cool updates coming in Roots of Evil, and we can't wait for you to play it. See you in the forest!